We are Anthony and Amy. We are converting our sitting room really into an off-grid camper van. You should join us on our journey and watch as we work on it over the next few months. We have absolutely no experience, so if we can convert a van, you can do it too. So what are you doing now, Ann?
We should have done this obviously before we fixed it to the roof, so we're testing the solar panel to make sure it works, and obviously the sun's shining on it now. I've got the multimeter in and it's given 20 volts on an angle anyways. We had this multimeter lying around, but we got it from Screwfix probably a couple of years ago. But yeah, these today are going to be connected to the other panels. We're going to test them beforehand as well, because we need to bolt the panels together, but if we do that and one's broke, we void our warranty. So we need to test them first, make sure they're both working, like this one is, which I'm glad because it's fixed to the roof now. Make sure they're both working and then fit them to the roof, and then we can get the wires in through that gland, and it's another step closer to putting the walls on. So I've just quickly done is I've quickly marked out, so we're going to do a hole there, a hole in the centre and a hole at the end, and we're also, just to be triple safe, we're going to use these holes to put a cable tie through, so it's going to be bolted and cable tied. You're not going to see them, it's an extra safety measure, and to make sure that the panels are kept together as well as bolts. So now we're going to drill holes in. We did manage to find some random nuts and bolts. So what we're going to be using is these, the M6 bolts. The only thing is they've got that head, but it doesn't really matter. And we've got washers and nuts as well, which is a bonus. So it saved us going to like B&Q or something and prolonging our work today. So we've now got all 6 holes drilled. Amy's just now priming the rest. We'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll be able to fit the other brackets. We'll bolt them together first and then fit the other brackets. Connect the solar panels together in series where you're doing. So that just means positive to negative on the other one, and then you'll have a spare negative, spare positive, which runs into the van with the adapter cable that we got. But first I think we need to do the flange, don't we?
Underneath, because that's going to sit underneath the solar panel.
Yeah, so we'll have to drill holes in the roof for the wires to go through. We've decided to put a bracket on first and make sure that the gland can go underneath with the bracket on. We've got no other space on the roof really for the gland. The only flat part is just in front of the back fan. So we'll get that up on the roof with the bracket on. I'll get the flange out the garage. That's what?
The bracket.
I'll get the flange out the garage and then make sure that it can sit flush underneath that without hitting it, because we don't want it resting on it. So we'll do that now. So first things first, I'm just about to install this wiring gland. We're doing it here because the box of the solar panel, it sits on top of the gland, so that's not good, so we've moved it further down. So I'm going to start off by drilling a very small hole, pushing this wire through so Amy underneath can cut the insulation around the holes. It'll just be a big circle like underneath here, and then we can just check for leaks in future before we finally patch it back up like the rest of the solar panels and stuff. But we'll do this first, and then we'll have to work out what we're going to do with the solar panels, because one of the brackets sits here, so we might have to just put strips of mastic all the way around to build it up like we did for the fans. So yeah, we'll do that now. So I've just drilled 2 tiny pilot holes, and I'm now going to hoover away all the metal shavings. Now I'm going to put wire in these little holes. It doesn't matter where they are, it's irrelevant really. I'm going to put some wire in here so Amy underneath can see where the wire comes through the insulation, and then we'll be able to cut out a little circle underneath, so then when we put the wires through we can make sure it's all watertight in the next couple of days. So So I just twisted this wire, and Amy's just confirmed she could see where I was prodding down below. So she's now cutting out a little bit of the insulation. I'll make these holes a little bit bigger. I'll have to double check how thick this wire is. It's 10 gauge, but I don't know in drill bit size. And then we'll put some mastic around it, just to stop it from rubbing, because I don't have any rubber grommets. And then we'll feed the wires all the way through, leave a bit hanging out of this gland, and then we can mastic and Sikaflex. Mastic to make it level, and then Sikaflex all the way around it, and then that'll be the flange installed. Another thing to mention, I've also roughened up the plastic on here, so it just lets the Sikaflex bond a little bit better as well, because instead of it being like a shiny surface. Right, so the wire size looks like a 6mm drill bit size. Obviously there's a lot of fans all over, so Amy's bringing the hoover again, and I'm going to hoover that off. We're going to prime the edges from outside and inside, because we've exposed the metal of the van, and then we're going to put the wires through and Sikaflex around here. Right, we've had the solar panels up and down from the roof, and they're really heavy and it's a chore to do. What problem hit was, these pilot holes that were drilled in yesterday to have the bracket in the middle sits in a dip, so it means that the screws would have that much gap between the bracket and the roof, so we'd have to use mastic tape to keep building it up. So we've changed our mind. So we've got the two brackets on this side, and we've now put them here, so when they meet in the middle, you picture this being acting like one big panel. You've got two brackets on this side, two brackets on that side, two on that side, and two on that side. So this is how the bolt looks. You've got a bolt and a washer on this side, and then we've got a washer, lock and washer, nut, and we've just been tightening it up. So we've got three of those, one at the end, middle, and bottom. We're going to also add cable ties to these, just over the top security, cable ties to these. We're going to connect them together and try our best to lift them up without breaking anything. That's the cable ties now on. Definitely over the top, but we've had to improvise with our bolt situation, so I think it's better that we've done this as well. Cable ties will never come loose. So yeah, we're going to get these on the roof, drill pilot holes, get some Sikaflex, and then
Connect them together.
So I took the other cable ties off, and we've connected the solar panels and just tidied it up there. We're going to now try and get them on the roof. It's actually spitting of rain. We haven't recorded much because it was forecast for rain, so we wanted to hurry up and get this done. So what we've been doing is we've connected all of the wires underneath. You'll not be able to see. We've cable tied them. As you can see, it's fused up the top, and the cable tie stuck to the roof, and then it comes in. These panels are connected together. We've lined up these brackets. Amy's going to come round after me now and tidy all of this up. But I'll just quickly show you now what we've been doing. I'll see if it works. So, get the Sikaflex. I might not be able to lift this bit up as much because it's all secured down everywhere else. So I've been lifting the brackets up. Lifting it up. No. I've been fixing it all underneath. I'll just gush it in, doesn't matter. It's because everywhere else is fixed up. There we go, right. I just squirt loads underneath. More than what you need, because it's going to sandwich down and squeeze it all out. As you can see there. 1 minute of the messy I've made a mess. It's probably the worst one. Right. Oh, Sikaflex, here we go. So, and then I get the drill, got these bolts, got this head. This will need cleaning afterwards. Doesn't matter. So I've already drilled tiny pilot holes, and Amy knows underneath where it is. Right, it's crunched in. And as you can see, I'm half the way up. Now I take a lot of this and I just stick it around the screw. Like I said, I don't care how it looks, it needs to give us power and it needs to be waterproof. And that's all what matters. Put it around the back. because that's where the rain's going to be coming when we're driving. It's going to be forcing its way back. Come round here. Then we'll just see it all squeezing out. Can't really put pressure on it for me. Get that bit. Put some around the bolt. I'm alright. There you go, that's gripped on. We drilled our own pilot holes as well. I put a block of wood underneath and drilled our pilot holes because we forgot to do it, and the panels are heavy, and once they were on the roof, obviously we just need to do that. So this is where we're at the moment. Jamie's going to tidy it up and then we'll show you in a sec. We're going to start around that side because it'll be drying quicker than this side.
Right, so I'm just going to put Sikaflex on these balls here, thicken it on. And then make little mushrooms.
Almost done. So there we go. Finally, our 3 solar panels are on the roof. I'm not gonna lie, that was very scary and very hard. Good job tidying them up, Amy. It's pretty good. Good job. Have you seen how much room we've had to calculate? The fan doesn't come beyond that, so that's fine. But this is how close we are to not being able to fit the panels on the roof. Putting them together has been a godsend. Take that off. And that's how close we are to that one. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. Right, can you see the flange? What's at the back of there? The positive and negative goes into there. These 2 panels are connected together. We've done the flange yesterday because we needed to see if that leaked before we fixed the solar above it, because if that leaked then we wouldn't have been able to access it to fix it. So that's the end of another big project, and we're happy to see we've done it properly and it's all worked out as we wanted it to. As you've seen on the roof, the space between the fans is very, very little, so we had to figure out a way to fit them on basically, didn't we?
It's done.
But then the wiring gland as well, like, that didn't have anywhere else to go apart from underneath the solar panel, so we had to move it away from the little black boxes. Yeah, it's been tricky, but we've got there in the end.
We can move forward now.
Yeah, we can start maybe thinking about putting walls on now, and that's the bit I'm most excited for. You?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
See you later. This is where we're going to leave today's video, so thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button to support our channel, and if you would like to see future videos, please hit subscribe and the notification bell.